Tonight's boxing action proudly brought to you by Madison Sport.
Well, welcome along to In the Red Corner. I'm Brian Kerwin, joined by Brad Vicali. How are you, Brad?
Very well, thanks, Brian.
Mate, it's a big night out at... this is coming from Kedron Wavell Services Club, February 16. On screen there is Ashley White. You've seen a bit of him before, Brad?
Absolutely, a terrific young fighter, a former kickboxer trained by Mick Magnay out at Coffs Harbour, and I believe this was a really exciting fight as we watch some shorts of the weigh-in there with Ashley White.
And his opponent is coming to the ring now is Graham Foley. He's trained by Gareth Williams out at the Boxing Shop Gym out at Nathan campus of the Griffith University. So he's having his first fight back from a short stint in the amateur.
Had a very good amateur career, Graham Foley, and as we watch him come to the centre ring with Gareth Williams there and Mark Wilson.
He's got a decent haircut there, Brad.
He has. He's a very confident young man. This will be a good fight, and he's a very tough young man. Doesn't have a reverse gear. I think referee Phil Austin will have his work cut out for him tonight.
For fight two on the card tonight here at the Kedron Wavell Services Club. And firstly, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 65.05 kilos. Tonight he's been cornered by Coffs Harbour legend Mick Magnay. He's making his professional debut after a decorated kickboxing career. Wearing the gold trunks, please welcome to the ring, Ashley, here comes the right, White. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner. He hails from the Logan district, where he's trained by Gareth Williams at the Boxing Shop Gym at Nathan. Taking the step into professional ring tonight after a short amateur career, he's hoping for an impressive debut. Wearing the black trunks with the white stripes, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 65.1 kilos, Graham Foley.
Well, both boys have been introduced, Brad. The crowd are into it. This looks to be a good fight.
It will, and look, both boys really look like they've done the work. Look at the body on Ashley White, and look at the body on Graham Foley. They've certainly done the work, and this will be a very competitive fight. Both boys making their professional debut here, and there's a lot going through their minds at the moment. You know, no one wants to lose their first professional fight, and they all just can't wait to get the first round as a professional fighter underway.
You'd have to give the edge and experience to Ashley White at the moment, both making their pro debut, but with his kickboxing background, very much the edge to him. As we listen to Phil Austin.
Champ, your trunks are a little high. He goes here, he's fine. Touch him up, back you go. Best of luck to you both. Good luck, boys.
And we're ready for action for the first fight of Ashley White and Graham Foley. The nerves will be abounding in these young guys,
down.
Brian.
Round one.
Very experienced Phil Austin in the ring. He'll make sure that both these boys put on an entertaining fight.
Yes, it knows his way around a boxing ring, Phil Austin, and been around for quite some time now. Got a very high stance, Graham Foley, very straight up. Ashley White sort of very open, a typical kickboxing stance. There's a big right hand. I'd say that the right hand looks like it's going to be the key punch for Ashley White.
Mick Magnay's trained some quality boxers down there on the north coast of New South Wales.
Yeah, he's had some great fighters down there. Daniel Hoskins, former Australian champion and WBF champion, also a couple of very, very good amateurs too. He's a very accomplished trainer, Mick Magnay.
So Ashley would be getting some quality sparring, as would Graham Foley, being looked after by Gareth Williams and Chris McCullen.
Yeah, well, they've got a great gym, haven't they? You know, and there's you know, Robbie Peden training in there for his fight coming up with Renee Ganor sparring, plus a lot of the amateurs that we don't know about yet. Both boys just feeling their way. Ashley White's, you know, trying to control that aggression, trying to do something with every little punch he's trying to do something with. Looks very composed, Ashley White. Gets clipped with a little left hook there by Foley, and as he backs Ashley White back up into the neutral corner again, it's a little bit sloppy.
Step back.
There was a big crowd in attendance at the Kedron Wavell Services Club that night, Brad. There was probably close to 800 people in the room at one stage. And
this was on the undercard to Muhammad Alamar and... there's a terrific right hand by Ashley White. He cops one back again. Oh, he's hurt. Graham Foley there. Graham Foley just covering up.
These boys have forgotten the softening out first round, Brad. They're going hell for leather at the moment.
Well, the shine's come off them both a little bit now. They're just going for it. I think the game plan's gone out the window. Oh, there's another big left hook and a right hand. That certainly caught the attention. He's a tough young kid, this Graham Foley. And a left uppercut by Ashley White. Very composed. I'd just like to see Foley just bend down on that front knee a little bit, Brian. Oh, there he's getting hit by that big right hand again. It's a clear...
Stop!
This has been a strong opening round from Ashley White.
Phil Austin just warning Ashley White there. He just strayed a little bit to the back of the head. And we've got 10 seconds to go now. We're inside the final 10 seconds.
Break, step back.
And a lot of nervous energy being used up here by both guys. Oh, another clipping left hook right to the chin. Gee, that was a good round by Ashley White.
Stop!
Well, welcome back to In the Red Corner. That was a fast and furious round, Brad. How would have you scored that round, mate?
Well, I would almost scored that a 10-8 round in favour of Ashley White. I think most of the judges probably would have given it a 10-9 round, but Ashley White looked really, really superior there. He clipped his opponent with left hooks and right hand. He was very aggressive. He went straight at his opponent, and it was good to get his first round in professional boxing out of the way.
That's interesting to hear from you, that you can score a 10-8 round without having a knockdown.
Oh, absolutely. When one fighter is totally dominant over the other and the other is not coming back at all, then you can score a 10-8 round without a knockdown. You've got to remember that you get 1 point for winning the round and 1 point for knocking your opponent down. It's not an automatic knockdown. Is not an automatic 10-8 round. It depends on what else happens around the knockdown. You get 1 point for the knockdown, and of course, if you knock your opponent down, obviously you've won the round. In most cases, so you'll get a 10-8 round. But if you've lost the round and score a flash knockdown, you can have an even round very easily.
And how does Graham Foley stem the flow here, mate, and come back into this fight?
Yeah, I'd like to see Graham Foley start to use, as we see Phil Austin there, he's just starting to, he's warned Graham. It's a really good effort by Phil Austin there. What he's done is he said to Graham Foley, I wanted you to defend yourself a little bit because he got clipped. Graham Foley, now we see a better Graham Foley. See how he's bent down on his front foot, actually a little bit too much, lost his footing there, but he started to bend down, set off that front foot and use that left lead. That's what he needs to do. Pop out that left lead and get inside the right hand and the left hook of our opponent. He looks a much bigger guy. He's got a lot more experience from the kickboxing background. And he just starts to unload on Graham Foley there a little bit. But Foley does his better work inside. That's where he needs to work inside, where he can work left and right to the body and to the head.
Mate, two other fighters that are going to work a bit this Friday night out of Chandler Arena, Robbie Peden and Rennie Gannoy.
Oh, the hairs on my back are standing up already. Peden, Gannoy, what an absolute fight.
How long is it going to go, Bradley? Who's going to win?
I don't know. I'm going to work on that card when it comes up. And look, if you can get out to Chandler and watch this fight, this is going to be one of the fights of the century. Robbie Peden, I think he's got it all to lose and nothing to gain. And Rennie Gannoy's got it all to gain and nothing to lose because, I mean, he's knocked out everybody. And, I mean, his last knockout win was over the very, very dangerous for Ty Onakaki down in Melbourne. Murray Thompson trained Onakaki, former Commonwealth champion. So, really, Rennie Gannoy is one of those guys that can just cause an upset. And, of course, Robbie Peden has been out of the ring for 2 years now. I think Robbie Peden, on face value, if we look at, as we listen to Phil Austin.
Stop. Don't turn away from him. And, mate, if you turn your back into it, it is not a foul, okay?
Good words of advice from Phil Austin. If you turn your back, it's not a foul, which is very true, and you get hit on the back of the head, you've got no one to blame but yourself. But just getting back to Peden and Gannoy, it is going to be all sorts of fights. And I urge everyone in the Brisbane area, if you're any sort of fight fan, get out to Chandler and have a look at this, because this is going to be boxing at its finest on a great card put together by Angelo Di Carlo and
Ace Boxing Promotions.
Ace Boxing Promotions. And are they making some noise in the boxing business at the moment? He's one of the finest promoters in this country at the time. As we look at Ashley White starting to really unload on Graham Foley. He's just a little bit underdone here, Graham Foley. Just starting to stand directly in front of Ashley White. He needs to get some side-to-side movement. Get out of there. getting clubbed. A lot of those punches, Brian, are just clubbing punches, but they are scoring punches.
Break, step back.
And they're the type of punches that'll take their toll on you. They're not going to knock you down, they're not going to knock you out, but they'll just...
They just wear you down. They wear you down, and you'll probably find towards the end of the fight, you really just feel very, very washed out.
But to his credit, Graham Foley is still in there, still throwing punches, and he's still a chance here, mate.
Absolutely, he's a game fighter. And he looks very, very fit. And what he's trying to do is nullify the reach that Ashley White has. Ashley has a fair amount of experience in the kickboxing circles, and as we see at the end of the second round, that was another good round for Ashley White.
I think Graham Foley performed better in that round, though. Although he did lose the round,
without a doubt,
he's improved and he's learnt from that first hit out in the first round.
Without a doubt, Brian, he bridged the gap a little, not enough to win the round. I scored that round 10-9 to Ashley White again, simply by virtue of the fact that punches landed, his effective aggression, and he's moving around the ring. This young kid has got a very, very good future in the sport. As we listen to Mick Magnay, give some instructions.
As Candace tells us, round 3 coming up.
Gareth Williams there giving him some instructions on what he wants his young charger to do.
And also the Australian junior welterweight champion Chris McCullen in the corner. It's great to see they're a great team and they work so very, very well together with Mark Wilson just about to put the mouthguard into Graham Foley.
Let's go, Blue Corner. Back you go. Wait for the bell. Back you go. Wait for the bell.
Geez, bossy Phil Austin, isn't he, eh? Certainly you can't put nothing over Phil.
He rules the roost in the ring.
Certainly does. Round number 3.
Maybe not at home, mate.
None of us rule the roost at home, Brian. It's another clubbing right hand by Ashley White. Now notice how Ashley White is very, very focused, looking directly at his opponent. And there's that straight right hand again. And
he's very accurate, Brad.
Absolutely. He's very, very good with his punches, and his punches are straight at. He's trying to play the counter-punching role as he walks into a left hook there by Graham Foley. That's better work from Graham Foley. Works the body, works the head, double right hand to the ribs and to the side of the head. Good to see young Graham Foley. He's having a real red-hot go here. He's lost the first 2 rounds on my unofficial scorecard. Of course, this fight was shown just 2 weeks ago on the 16th of February at the Kedron Wavell Services Club on the undercard to the much-awaited rematch of Muhammad Elamar and Matt Powell for the Australian Featherweight Championship.
And we'll be bringing that fight to Red Corner in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, Brad. So.
And don't forget, look, mark it in your diary because, as you would have seen on December 1 in 2006, the controversy that ended that fight, which ended in both fighters being disqualified and referee Cyril Cairns ruling a no contest. And I won't give you the result yet, but by golly, this was also another very, very good fight as Phil Austin lays down the law to both boys for continued infringements. There's another left-right by Graham Foley. That's a better card. That's a better round. He's having a better round, Graham Foley.
He's clearly winning this round.
He is. He's smothering Ashley White with punches, and that's what he needs to do. He's got his confidence back. He's a fit young guy. And it just goes to show, Brian, fitness is everything. It's if you've trained hard and you've committed and dedicated yourself, you're going to have some success. Hands up high, Graham Foley. It's good to see as he just stands there. Once he's done his work, what I'd like to see him do is get his work done, throw his left, rights, work to the body, work to the head, then get out. But what he's actually doing here is he's done his work and then he's just standing there in front of Ashley White so that Ashley White can tee off on him again. Another big right hand by Graham Foley. He's going very well, the young man. Good on him.
Now another workhorse that we just seen on screen before, Chris McCullen. He's fighting out at March 9 at Chandler Arena. His Australian title's on the line, Brad.
And a hard fight. Dean Byrne, the former Irish national champion, is fighting. It's a big right hand by Ashley White. He's got back into this. He's starting to turn of the round, Ashley. Never say die attitude to these young guys. God, they're fit. Good right hand by Ashley White and good body movement by Graham Foley. Wasn't that good to see? See, went left, right under the suspected punches.
For a pro debut, both these boys are putting on a class act.
Polished young guys. Good to see. They've both got a future in the sport, and it's a hard sport, Brian, and they're both really giving it their all. Digging deep. Look at the face on Ashley White. There's that big right hand. So we come inside the final 10 seconds of this round, and
well, we're going to talk more about March 9 as this round comes to a close.
Break, step back, step back.
Phil Austin breaks them for the final time. And there goes the bell. And we'll be back with more on In the Red Corner after this. Well, welcome back to In the Red Corner. Just before the break, Brad, we were talking about March 9 out at Chandler Arena. Big night. Everyone should get out there.
This is on the boxing calendar. This is probably one of the best cards that we've got this year so far, and maybe even one of the best cards from last year as well. And again, Angelo Di Carlo has left no stone unturned when he's put this fight together. Peden and Ganoy in itself is a main event for anyone to see. Forget any undercard. On the undercard to that, he's got Dale Westerman and Peter Kariuki, the former Olympian who's fighting for the vacant WBO Asia Pacific Super Middleweight and the PABA Super Middleweight title. So that is going to be an absolute war. Diamond Dale Westerman from Melbourne, former OPBF Super Middleweight champion. And of course, how can we forget Chrissy McCullen versus Dean Byrne, the former Irish national champion, who's really stepped up. He's undefeated at this stage. He's fighting for the Australian Junior Welterweight Championship. He's trying to take the championship off Chrissy McCullen, who I'm sure won't want to lose it in his second defence. And of course, the Queensland State Bantamweight Championship between North Queensland's Fred Mundrabi and a real star of the future, Matty Meredith, a regular on Big Time Boxing on Fox Sports. We've seen Matt a couple of times now, and he is a star of the future, and that's going to be a real good fight as we watch the fourth round for
Stop.
as referee Phil Austin, earned his money tonight. Graham Foley taking the fight up to Ashley White, but just Ashley White's punches just a little cleaner, a little more effective in close. What I'd like to see Graham Foley do is get out of there now. He doesn't need to be there. Throw that long lead. He needs to strengthen make that lead longer than what he is. It's a nothing lead, and he's throwing it from no man's land, so it had no effect there whatsoever, and then he gets clubbed by the right hand over the top.
Must be a difficult task to maintain your composure and maintain your game plan when you're copping so much punishment.
And you can see the fight slipping away a little bit. You know, you've got your mace there as he clops a little clubbing left hook to that, and a big right hand. That's hurt him. He's in a little bit of strife here, Graham Foley. Maybe he's run out of a little bit of petrol here as he gets clubbed. There's a big right hand. Referee Phil Austin won't take too long as he stopped it. It's all over. What a good end to a fight for Ashley White, but a sad end for Graham Foley, and I suspect maybe
the
Gareth
towel
threw
came
the
in.
towel
I
in.
think he may have saved his corner.
Yeah, I didn't see the towel come in, but a very, very good decision by Gareth Williams, and it was a good win because he was just starting to get clubbed with some big right hands and left hooks, and no one wants to see their fighter get hurt like that. And he lives to fight another day. He's a game competitor, and he's actually not a bad fighter. A little bit out of his range tonight. But he's got that first fight out of his way. He's got the first fight. Both of them have got that nervousness, that nervous energy that they both have in their first professional fights. It's all gone now, out of the way. Now they can get on with their second fight of their career and hopefully make a good career of it. But a game young man, I hope he's not too disappointed in his effort.
I think both of those boys would be great to have on any card in the future, actually.
Very much. Very, very much. And, of course, Ashley White, the winner there. The spoils of success go to the winner. He's got the smile. As we see Mick Magnay and their team, all very, very happy. And, of course, young Graham Foley, we feel for him because he's lost his first fight. But I think there are bigger and better things for him. I'm sure that he'll win many more fights before he loses many more. And
well, after that fight, the trainer of Ashley White has contacted Angelo Di Carlo and said to him, get us anyone in Queensland. So he said, Angelo Di Carlo put the Brad Hemming to him, Mick Shaw, and mate, they said they'd take those fights.
Yeah, they'd be good. They'd be both good fights. Mick Shaw, Brad Hemming.
Big step up for a second fight into Mick Shaw.
Very much.
Let's give it up for Ashley White and Graham Foley. Well done, boys. Well done. Professional debut by both of these young men. But ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 10 seconds into the fourth round. The blue corner retired. A win to the red corner, Graham Foley. Sorry, Ashley White. Oh, sorry, Ash. Ashley White, the red corner, taking out our second bout. Okay, Ash. I nearly made it blue. I nearly gave it to the blue corner, but he threw the towel in. But, mate...
Well, mate, he deserved every bit of it. He fought hard, mate.
Now, listen, what's the cowboy hat? What's going on there?
Oh, mate, when I was an amateur in the kickboxing, I don't know, I was percentage my fights, I was knocking them out, and the name came, then the hat followed.
Well, they called you Ashley Here Comes the Right, White. There was a fair good... Mate, it was a fair good right, but I tell you what, there was some good lefts in there as well.
Yeah, good poet. That's good. Yeah, mate. Oh, yeah, I had to keep him off. Shit, it was I knew it was going to be a hard fight, yeah, you know, and it was good.
Yeah, look, you had him early, but he kept coming back at you.
Oh, mate, he was some good shots. Yeah, like, thanks, everyone, for coming. Thanks, Angelo, for the night and putting me on. It's my first pro fight in boxing. All right, you're going to see more of the Winchester. Thank you.
Good on you, Ashley.
And what a nice young guy, Ashley.
What a likeable guy, mate.
Yeah, I've met him on a number of occasions. I first met him over in Perth a couple of years ago when he was going to fight over there, and there was some little bit of drama with the weights and so on, and he was well overmatched, but it was just great to see it. A nice young kid, and I think he's got a very good future in the sport, and I think with Angelo Di Carlo behind him, and I'm quite sure that we'll see a lot more of Ashley White up here in Queensland.
That's refreshing to see, a respectful young guy getting in there, having a go, and then coming across as such a likeable character.
Yeah, and I mean, he paid tribute to his opponent too, and there's no need to trash talk your opponent, whether you win, lose, or draw, and I mean, it's just great to see that these young guys have that total respect. They know we're only ever as good as our last fight anyway, and that's the way it is. So it was a good win for Ashley White, and. But getting back to our Chandler card on the 9th of March, it's also a strong card because we've got the former Australian current Australian champion Colin Wilson fighting New Zealand's Sam Luai again, and that'll be a good fight. Colin, I think, would have trained all of 3 or 4 days for this fight. He's had a bit of time to prepare, so and anything can happen with Sammy Luai. He's a big puncher, been around a long time, and he's going to make the trip across the Tasman to try and. Make Colin Wilson look bad. But also one of the stars of the future, Tyrone Tongia. We've seen him now. We saw him on the Danny Green undercard when Danny Green defeated Paul Murdoch in Melbourne. We've seen him on big time boxing now, a rising star of the future. He's one of those guys that can do anything, and he's got it all in front of him. Tyrone Tongia, a real star of the future, fighting Roland Malunio from the Philippines. Roland has had one professional fight prior to coming to Australia, and he was beaten just last week on a Jeff Fennick card down in Sydney, and he's one tough cookie, so he's going to give Tyrone a little bit of a test, and it'll be a good fight. That's scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. But of course, Brian, the fight of the night is Robbie Peden and Rene Ganoy, and I don't know what your thoughts are. I can't pick it, honestly, and I cannot pick who's going to win. I wouldn't like to blink. One mistake from Bomber, and it could be all over, and I think that one mistake from Ganoy, and I think it could be all over. Bomber's sharp, he can punch, and you've got to remember this. This is my angle on the fight. Robbie Peden has fought as a featherweight all his life. He hasn't had a fight for 2 years. So his last fight was at featherweight. He struggles to make the weight, so he's moving up to lightweight. Featherweight was 57.15 kilos, or 9 stone in the old language, 126 pounds. And lightweight is 61.23 kilos, 9 stone 9, or 100 and something pounds. And it's a big step up. Now, Rene Ganoy is a natural lightweight, but Rene Ganoy, in his effort to get fights in this country, has fought as high as 66 kilos. So naturally, he's a bigger guy than Robbie Peden, and boy, can he punch. I would say, pound for pound, he is the hardest puncher in the sport in Australia today, and that's a big statement when you consider Anthony Mundine, Danny Green, some of the some of the super middleweights around. We've got this kid can really punch. So it really is. It's a real challenge for Robbie Peden. It's a real challenge, but he's got it all to lose and nothing to gain. But they're fighting for the vacant IBF Pan Pacific Super Featherweight Championship, and so it's going to be a real good fight.
So don't miss it. Chandler Arena, March 9. Tickets from Ticketmaster. Give them a call, go to their website, or grab them at the door. There'll still be tickets at the door. So thank you very much, Bradley.
Pleasure, Brian. Always great to be here for In the Red Corner, and I hope that you'll join us next week as we show some of the highlights of Powell versus LMR2, and what great fight it was.
Excellent stuff. All right, that's all for In the Red Corner this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, give the girls a big hand.
Is that all right?
Yeah.